everybody, welcome back. It's Joey and Maria today. We're back out at Lake Mead and we're going to be doing another e-scooter review, and we're down here at the lower staging level of the information center, which is located up here at the beginning of the Boulder City entrance to Lake Mead. And today, guys, we're going to be taking a look at the INMOTION RS, which is behind me right here. I've already done an unboxing of this scooter, and today this is part 2. And we're going to be taking it down here through Lake Mead and all of the trails and all of the paths down here. The INMOTION RS is a 4,000 watt scooter, 2,000 watts per wheel, and the company suggests that it has a 50%, sorry. Okay. Have a good day.
You too.
I shouldn't be blocking traffic when I'm out here, man. Too many people on e-bikes and e-scooters. But anyways, guys, we're taking a look at the INMOTION RS. And the INMOTION RS, guys, is a 68 mile per hour scooter. And the website suggests that it is capable of 50% inclines, which I can attest that with the kind of power that it's got. That's two 2,000 watt motors for a combined total of 4,000 watts. It has plenty of juice to get up and down all of this terrain out here. The INMOTION website also suggests that the range that you can get on this scooter here is 100 miles. I haven't gone and tested it that way. I do believe that if you are riding it, you know, slow and relaxed, you will get that kind of mileage. But if you're on that throttle and just gunning it all day, I think the most that I was able to pull from it was right around 50 to 60 miles on there, okay? So anyways, let's take a look at this scooter right here and then we'll start the review. Are you ready to go? Hello, folks.
Hi.
Alrighty, folks. So we are about to get into this testing here. It's a wonderful day out here. I'm glad that we were able to get out a little bit early. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning. Try to get out here early in the morning because it's starting to get hot as the day wears on. But I've got the INMOTION RS fully charged up from last night, so we're at full bars here. And like I was saying, this scooter suggests that it can go, at least the website suggests that it can take you up to 68 miles per hour. Not that you will need that kind of speed out here on these trails and so forth, but however, if you would like to get up on the main road, which is the lake shore up here on the left-hand side where the cars are, you're gonna need to have power to at least maintain the speed limit. You know, everybody drives 10 over, so if it says it's 55, people are going to want to go 68. And if you're going to be up there on the side of that road, if you're on one of those smaller scooters that can only do 45 and you're maxed out, you're not going to be able to keep up with traffic, and you would only be able to do that for so long anyways. You should have none of those anxiety problems as we test this INMOTION RS. Wow, man. I tell you what, man, I just barely gave it the beans and that front wheel was peeling out. This is like serious business out here. So anyways, we are coming into the entrance of the Lake Mead toll booth area. We're gonna be heading down towards the Marina here, which is down on our right, to the fishery cleaning station where I do my review. And we'll take a little bit closer look at the RS. Now, the one thing I do like about this here, guys, is the deck lid. As you can see down here, the deck lid. This wouldn't be the ideal way to stand, but because you have such a enormous deck lid here, I have the ability to switch my stance in multiple ways that I can stay comfortable, because you are going to be standing the entire time that you're on something like this, which you can get tired. And to have a deck that is large enough for you to shift around, you'll be able to change your position, which greatly matters when it comes down to comfort. Otherwise, you'd have to just stop and get off of the scooter every so often. But right here, guys, look, the speed limit is 40. If I was on one of those regular standard scooters that say they topped out at 45, even though they say they top out at 45, realistically, you're not going to get all that much power. I would have to be giving it the full beans the whole time in order for me to get to 40. And the problem that I was having with my past couple of scooters that I reviewed is that percentage-wise, the first 15 to 20% of that battery, yeah, you will get the maximum performance. But once you dip beyond that first 15 to 20%, it just seems like you could feel the performance drop. And I do not believe that I'm gonna have any of those issues with the RS here, because 40 amp hour, guys, with a 68 mile per hour top end, if I don't even want to come close to that 68 mile per hour, I'm gonna have plenty of juice in the tank at full power potential. But yeah, guys, look at this view out here today. I got the GoPro on super view, max wide view, so that you guys can capture everything that I'm seeing, and it is just such a lovely morning. I never have to sell Maria on coming out with me to Lake Mead. As long as we're out here on some sort of e-bikes or e-scooters, she's definitely down. Man, this suspension is nice, guys. It has taken all these bumps. I could barely feel any of this stuff coming through. Normally, if you were on a traditional type of a scooter, hold on, let me get past this. If you are on any traditional type of fixed suspension scooter or e-bike, these bumps that you have here on the side of the road, these little cracks in the asphalt, would just shake you to death. And I love the tires. They're not the knobby ones, so I'm not worried about getting punctures on this. I do believe that the tread on here is thick enough to survive any of this, any of the debris and so forth that we're going to be getting on the side of the road. But anyways, guys, we're back over here at the fish cleaning station. This is where I normally start doing my reviews here for you, and I just love it up here because Maria and I always have this area to ourselves to do a review. Uh-oh, fish cleaning out of service, do not use. Fish cleaning station is out of service today. The other day we came here, it was full of fish heads. All right, guys, let's take a little closer look at what you're getting here. You see the humongous wide deck lid I was talking to you about, where you could shift your body positions in any kind of position right here to alleviate, you know, the fatigue that you might get for riding around the lake if you're, you know, going to be standing on this all day. Take a look at the tires that you have here. You're going to have the big 4-inch wide. I believe these are 11 by 4-inch wide tires. And I like that tread. Like I said here, there's not a whole bunch of exposed thin areas on this, so as far as debris, I'm not really too concerned about getting a flat with those thorns, because I don't think those goat head thorns are going to be able to mess with this tire. Very nice here. I have the big long stem, and I have it totally dropped down to where I feel comfortable. You're going to be able to make that adjustment. Big full gauge here to give you all the information that you're going to need to show how many miles that you've went. Total miles, trip miles, power meter, and speed. Hydraulic brakes. You've got your half twist throttle right here. Very simple controls. Turn signals if you want to use them. Headlight and horn. And then all you have here is your power and your up and down for power modes. We keep all of the controls here very simple for you, to where you can just focus on the ride, because you don't need to be distracted by a bunch of controls. Any adjustments that you guys need to do can be done via the InMotion app on your phone. You're going to be able to go into here and hit your settings and adjust your cruise, your power mode, how much force you want on your acceleration, if you want the cruise control, if you want it to have 0 start, metric to miles per hour to kilometers, depending on where you are. You're going to be able to make all these changes into your phone app so that you can customize your ride for a more pleasant ride on the scooter. All right, guys, so I'm 6 feet tall right now. I'm gonna go ahead and show you how I look like on the actual scooter with the handlebars mounted the way that I like it to my stance. I'm gonna ride it around and show you the suspension, okay? And I normally ride with my left foot forward and my back foot back here. Now I have it in Power Assist 1 with dual motors on. I don't suggest ever taking your hand off the handlebar, because the acceleration, even though I have the acceleration force turned down, the front wheel wants to peel on you constantly. So we have a slight grade right here coming up. And as you can see here, when I give it the beans, and I'm in level number 3, and I give it some beans, you can hear that burnout just coming on strong. So climbing hills, guys, I know we're not gonna have any kind of problems with power climbing hills. We shouldn't have any problems with speed. You're probably gonna be able to get to like 30 miles per hour in 3 seconds on this. And like I said, we wanna take it all the way down to the marina. We're gonna go up and down that grade over there. We're gonna do a performance test on the speed down Lakeshore, and then we're gonna actually take it off-road onto the gravel and see how the suspension performs as we go out to the old Las Vegas pump house. Let's get down to Hemingway Harbor. Let's go down to the pier and see what's going on down there, and I'll give you the Lake Mead water report once we hit that area. Let's go. All right, so let's head on down here towards Hemingway Harbor. Man, I tell you, having a larger scooter like this gives you so much more confidence, you know, because this rides more like a full-size, you know, sport bike or something like that, you know. I don't have to worry about little bumps like this. Oh, normally the grade right here makes a lot of noise when I ride around on the smaller scooters, but this suspension and these tires eat up all of these road imperfections like it's nothing. And this looks like right here about a 10% grade going down towards the marina. And I'm gonna do an acceleration pull coming up this right here to see just what we can get with the power of the INMOTION RS once we get down to the bottom. But for the meantime, guys, just take a look at this beautiful view at Lake Mead. I want to say thank you to InMotion for sending this out to me, because I told them, I said, hey, you know what? If I can get this RS out here, I'm going to take it through its paces by Lake Mead. Here's a huge bump right here. Boom. This is a busier day down here. I can see a lot more people with boats. Yeah, we have a much busier dock today with people loading and unloading their vehicles. Wow, look at that. That guy's got his Jeep almost all the way in that water. Alrighty, guys, so we're here at Hemingway Harbor at the Lake Mead Marina. The water level today, guys, is 1,073.92 feet. The water level is up 27.3 feet from 1 year ago, and it's down 2.69 feet from the all-time high, which was March 1st of this year. Alrighty, guys, so let's go ahead and start our acceleration test going up this grade here. And it's gonna be, I believe this thing is gonna be about a 5 or 8% grade going up the launch ramp. Anytime that you ride something this powerful, folks, I suggest that you wear as much safety gear as you feel comfortable with to mitigate your risks. Minimum is some heavy duty gloves, guys, because the first thing that's gonna go out when you fall is going to be your hands. Don't get no cheap gloves. Get some good ones that's armor, you know, for your knuckles and so forth. Trust me, every time I see somebody bail, the first thing that goes to the ground is their hands. Protect your hands. Have your helmet on. And as far as pants, I would suggest wearing long pants, maybe even elbow pads if you have them. I don't have elbow pads, but I'm going to be trying to mitigate my risk and keep it to a safe level. So today, guys, we're going to go ahead and come up this hill, and I've got this thing in power level 3. I'll drop it down into 2, and then we'll do an acceleration test here. Already 24 miles, 25 miles per hour in just that little burst. Okay, let's try this thing again from 0 We're gonna go from 0 here, and we'll accelerate. 25, 26, 33, 36, 40. I'm at power level 2, and I was able to hit 40 miles per hour in just that little blast, man. This motor is absolutely insane. This RS is out of control, guys. You will not have a problem with thrill. If you guys are looking for a thrill and you want a serious machine, this RS does not fail to disappoint. But what I'm gonna do here, guys, is I'm gonna go ahead and see what the maximum power that we get out of this thing in each level. Like what are the miles per hour? So I'm gonna be in level 1. What is the maximum speed that we can get? Level 1. Okay, I feel it backing off right there. So 20 miles per hour in power level 1. We'll flip it up to power level 2. Power level 2, I'm getting 40 miles per hour on power level 2. I'm actually running out of tarmac. So I'm gonna run back down here and we're gonna flip into power level 3. Okay, so let me see. I got enough running room. I'm gonna go ahead and flip this thing into power level 3 and give it the beans. 30, 40, 45, 47, 48, 50. So we got 50 miles per hour on power level 3, which means that on power level 4, it'll be 50 and above. Man, look, I just came across a humongous jump down here. I wasn't even anticipating that, man. I flew off of it like Smokey and the Bandit. That was terrifying. Oh, man. If you're not paying attention, guys, and you don't have your hands on the grips, look at this right here. I came across this thing right here, man, and launched off of this tarmac right at this bump right here. And I didn't even anticipate that coming. I didn't even see this, man. This thing came up so fast, and I came and I flew and I got air right up off of this thing, man. And I just felt the whole front end fly up off here, man. So guys, no joke, know your terrain, man. If you're gonna be flying full beans, be careful, man. This can be very, very dangerous. And like I said, I was only on power level 3, but when I hit that at about 45 miles per hour. All right, so let's go ahead and take off now. We're gonna head on down the access corridor here, going down towards the campsite. We're gonna head on down to Boulder Beach. Let's do it. Man, I just seen a guy ride a Harley Davidson with 2 fishing poles on the side of his motorcycle. See, there is absolutely nobody out here on this access corridor, but there's a lot of gravel out here. I would be leery to go very fast on this thing here unless I'm riding down the center of the street. All the gravel tends to flow towards the side of the street here, and you're not gonna be able to ride down the center of the street if you're going slow. But I'm gonna pop this up to power level 3 and jam down the street here. So let's see. 36, 44, 47, 50, 52. All right, guys. That was power level number 3, and I nailed about 55 on that. Dude, Maria, I left Maria in the next state. I gotta go back for her. There's nobody out in this road back here, so this is where you can come out here and do this type of a test without worrying about any other car creeping up on you, because I could see from miles down the way here where everybody is, and there's just absolutely nobody out here. Like I said, the whole reason why I wanted to review this bike, it was not because of the overall max power. I know that it's got the juice. What I wanted, though, was the endurance. I want to be able to have power all day long throughout the entire length of my ride. I don't want to limit myself to having all of the power only for the first 15% of the top end of the battery life. and then beyond 15 to 20% as the battery drops down, your performance starts to lag, and then you're going slower and slower. I wanted to see, can I ride this RS around the lake, going up and down all these crazy terrains, giving it the beans when I need to, and have the unlimited power potential during the entire ride. Being that I'm not going to be using all that top end power, can I conserve that and just have all that torque at the bottom end? All right, guys, so we're going to transition off of the asphalt and go over here into the dirt and see just how the suspension fares. So let's go. Now, I've seen guys on the website commercials just really going nuts and jumping, doing crazy stuff, but I'm not a professional stunt daredevil, and I'm not even sure my health insurance, you know, is that all that great. So I'm not going to be doing all that radical stuff out here, but you know, if you don't have a 4x4 truck, man, trying to get out towards the water like this is going to be a difficult thing for you to do. But if you're able to have, you know, good suspension on e-bikes or e-scooters like this, you can see right here how the RS suspension is just gobbling up all of this rocks and bumps. And it's not like going through my arms. You know, hitting all of this stuff right here is not like juddering through my arms and vibrating me to death. These dampers that are on here, front and rear, really do its job, guys, making this ride here, giving me a very capable ride as we come out here towards Lake Mead here at Boulder Beach. I like the tread on this tire right here because it's nice and thick and fat, but those goat head thorns on her bike, I'm concerned about that. I do have an inflator, and I hope that there's tire sealant. I believe Electric filled those with that. However, I don't know for sure, but on this guy right here, I'm not worried about it. See, guys, I have no idea where these trails take you, but when you have enough torque and power and range, you could just go and explore all these little back access roads at the lake, and you're only able to do that when you're on, you know, capable all-terrain vehicles and scooters, and the RS just happens to be one of them. Okay, guys, so we're on Lakeshore right here, and the speed limit is 45, and like I said, these guys do about 55. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in a 4 and see what we can get out here. 38, 44, 48, 50, 53, 54, 56, 'All right, guys. I'm good with 57, man. I was starting to get a little bit of speed wobbles. Can you get up there? Yeah, with a long enough stretch. And like I said, I don't know what the weight limit that InMotion is testing their riders at to get to that 68 miles per hour. But I got a backpack with camera gear on, and like I said, I weigh about 215, and I was able to just hit 57 right there. So can you get 68 out of this? I'm not sure. I guess it's all going to come down to the weight of the rider. InMotion has also suggested that in order to attain that top speed of 68 miles per hour, that the rider weight is very important. Their test model was 75 kilograms or roughly 165 pounds. I am not 165 pounds, I'm 215. And they also suggest that your posturing, if you want to lower your profile and not stand so upright when you're accelerating, if you are able to get down and twist the throttle with a little bit more ducking, you can lower your profile. And by doing that, you are able to get more streamlined acceleration to increase your speed. All right, guys, so we're at the old Lake Mead boat harbor. And if we look down below, that is going to be the old marina down between the channel here. We're going to actually be taking the INMOTION RS up along the ridge, up along this ridge right here, and we're going to go up to the old Las Vegas pump house. on that off-road path. All right, here we go. On the trails now, guys. Heading out towards the old Las Vegas pump house. And you guys can see how we're down at the stairway to nowhere that goes all the way down towards the old cove, and I could just see more people are coming back out here and enjoying what was once all dried out in desert. Now guys, I didn't adjust this suspension any higher. This is like the factory suspension that came from InMotion. I think this is perfect for me for just street riding and the off-road trails that you see me on right now. I don't need to drop it down any lower, and I stand pretty tall on this already. I don't know what the stability would be like if it was any higher. When I was doing that high-speed run out there, once I was getting up beyond 50, 55, I could feel it getting a little squirrely, and I already have the stabilizer pretty much tightened down pretty well, and I could just tell when I'm decelerating or coming off the gas, I can feel the handlebars, you know, doing that shake, and it does feel squirrely. So this is a good enough ride height for me. Feel free, if you guys think that you need to adjust the suspension, you can go down if you're going to be doing a lot more street riding, or you can bring it up higher if you feel you're going to need the clearance to be out here and tackling this type of terrain. Me personally, I don't have any need for all that, but hey, the InMotion is designed for that type of a rider. The INMOTION RS also has the ability for you to adjust your ride height via these holes here. You can put the pins up or down inside any one of these grooves here to go lower or higher based on the riding conditions that you're going to be out wherever you are. This is the factory height right here in between these markers, and that works perfectly for me. The InMotion RS also comes with these special dampers here. You can make adjustments by spinning the spanner down below to tighten the spring for stiffness, or you can adjust using these knobs right here to also adjust the stiffness or the softness of your ride. And that comes front and rear. So we have our scooters and everything parked up over this ridge, and we're just gonna walk this little path here, get to the pump house. Why do I come out here, guys? It's my favorite spot of the lake. Wow. This is beautiful here, guys. Hope this camera's able to take it in. I've got you on the super wide view. And wow, we got people down here in an umbrella out on the left side of the cove, just want to be completely away from it all. I don't blame them. It's really cool over there. And yeah, here it is. And this is the initial pump house for old Las Vegas. Before the pickups ran out of the water, water used to come all the way up here. Alrighty guys, so we are up on top of this little mountain range here on the backside of Boulder City, and I found this beautiful viewpoint, this beautiful trail, and it's just loaded with these awesome flowers that are just lining all along the side of the trail. And I love these little desert blooms that are right here. And I just thought that this would be a great time to discuss the pros and cons of the INMOTION RS. So we already know the pros, man. The power. You're buying this for the power, the speed, the ability to get up to 60 plus miles per hour, the ability to climb these steep grades, and the ability to hold on to a long amount of power with that 40 amp hour battery and have that kind of power available to you all day. That was what I wanted to know. I was able to test it, and I can tell you that, yes, I love this for the fact that that battery is able to provide for me all this performance during the entire time that I ride this bike. So kudos to the battery and the power. Some of the things that I didn't care for that could have been better is the handlebars are pretty wide on this. When you go to put this in your car, as far as it's sliding into your car, there's no problem. But when the handlebar comes down, it is pretty wide, man. It eats up a lot of real estate in my car, you know, so I wish that the handlebars could fold up. But not only that, there's no latch on here. I thought that down here, you see this little teeny thing. Most of these scooters have some sort of a latching system that will allow the handle to come down and click down below here. But I don't see any of those options on the RS here. So when the handlebar comes down, there's really nowhere to grab the unit to pick it up and put it in your car. And you got to find ways to grab it and lift it up and slide it in a car, and it's heavy. Number two is the headlight. Even though the headlight looks proper, the beam on the headlight is not wide at all. It's very centralized into a little box. You don't have very much to the left and right. So the headlight, guys, I don't know, you could probably, you know, get an upgrade to where you could attach it, kind of like how I have the camera right here. You can attach it to your bar, and I would probably suggest you upgrading your headlight. Number three is just the battery. I'm not a big fan of this little bar here where you got to go by ticks, because it doesn't really give you a percentage. You could be riding for a long time and not see any bar movement, and then all of a sudden a bar goes down. But what does that actually mean? What is really in your scooter? And without having to pull out your phone, you actually have to pull out the app on your phone in order to get basic information. The actual tester units that first came out that people were demoing, they had a bar here that actually just floated down to where it was easier for you to see. As the power would go down, it would just gradually go down, and it looked really nice. And I believe those had a voltmeter on there. And I always like the option of a voltmeter. It would be nice to have a voltmeter up here, but nothing. The next thing too is the turn signals. I do like to use the turn signals because if I'm riding out in the street, because of the power on this, I can actually ride on the street. I use turn signals, okay? But if I'm wearing gloves, when I'm wearing gloves here, guys, if I don't even know where I'm at, because I don't know what I'm pushing. When you wear a glove, everything feels like one button. And half the time I go to make a left turn, and I want to make a left turn. As I'm hitting the left turn button, I end up hitting the horn. And then people just stare at me. And I don't want to hit the horn. I just want to have turn signals. So maybe if this pad that they made here was a little bit wider, and you had a turn signal, the buttons out wider, would be better. Or have one of those with a toggle that you could slide left and slide right. That way I have that confirming click, as opposed to having this, you know, if you're not wearing any kind of gloves, it's easy for you to feel and know where you're at. I wouldn't recommend riding this without some type of gloves, but if you have gloves on, it's going to be difficult for you to feel this. Also, the throttle here, this throttle, I like the trigger throttles better. I think that you're able to feather your power with the finger throttle a lot better than this. These half twist throttles work very good on bicycles. Having a twist throttle means having to give up some of the grip of your hand. Being in control of the handlebars is more important to me than trying to give up some of my grip so that I can twist this throttle. Don't really like that. So if this thing had a finger throttle up here, I think that would be much better. InMotion has also mentioned to me that it is quite easy if you are not a fan of the half twist throttle and you would rather go over to the trigger throttle. You can modify your InMotion RS to use this style of a throttle here simply by taking off a couple of these bolts, sliding this off, sliding the new one on, and then attaching it via these connectors, which they have left exposed for you to make modifications the way you would like it. But those were my pros and cons of the InMotion RS. So anyways, folks, that's everything that we have for you today out here at Lake Mead doing the review on the InMotion RS. This is part 2. If you guys want to see the unboxing of part 1, look over here to the video on to the left. I'll have that ready for you. But in the meantime, guys, thank you so much for coming out here with us again to Lake Mead and coming out to the trails and all of these courses and obstacles to test this INMOTION RS to see what she can do. If you guys like the INMOTION and you want more information to the feature specs and prices, a link to the website will be down below in the description box. Head on down there and leave me a comment or any questions that you might have, and I'll answer them in a as quickly as possible. And Maria, anything you have to say?
Oh yeah, of course. Thank you so much again for coming with us today, and I hope you enjoy the beautiful views and all the flowers and the blooms.
Oh yeah,
here.
and the blooms. That's the main reason why we like to come out to this trail, is just to catch these blooms out here. But anyways, yeah guys, thank you so much again for coming out with us. We will catch you guys on the next review. You guys be well. We'll catch you later. Bye now.